Trajectory. Again, another minefield. There are so many different ways to elevate the golf ball around the green. And I think as golfers, we kind of get bombarded with a lot of them and they all accumulate into a shopping list of 5 or 6 different things to hit different ball flights. I'm going to give you 3 different ball flights today. The lower one is going to have 2 variations. So kind of a flight 3 and 3.5 if you want. And they're all going to be very simple. You're going to set up it almost the same way for all of them, just very, very small setup changes. Same setup as far as stance width goes, same loading on the backswing, same pivot. We're going to change as little as we possibly can. And we're going to try and see how well we can change trajectory by changing the least. Let's just pause there for 1 second to point out that this is 2 additional flights to add to the stock shot that you already have control over, hopefully. So there's a low and a high, giving you 3 flights. Let's carry on. We should start with high. Now we're not going really high, we're going mid-high, all right? So we're going to start something in a nice window, it has some softness to it, it retains some degree of spin. It should be enough to get you out of most problems. It's not a flop shot, we're not going to sell it as that. To do a flop shot, you need to change a few more things. We're going to go up 1 step on the trajectory ladder, maybe 2. Let's take a look. I'm going to work from my normal setup. So we're going to go ball middle, buttons forward, tall shaft, and what I'm going to do here is spin the face open to 12:30 on the clock face. Now people don't appreciate where 12:30 is. Usually I say 12:30 and they make it 12:05. 12:30 is further around than you think. If you want to test it out, place balls at different hours on the clock, move your club face into position. You might be surprised. Now, all that said, I've made a club face angle change. I'm not lowering the shaft, I'm keeping it up. I also need to make a slight aim change to offset it. So I will move around slightly to my right, making sure I do shuffle to the right so my ball position doesn't end up on my back foot. If you swivel on a spot like this, my ball is now outside my right foot. It doesn't lend itself to height. We want to keep the ball position constant relative to you, not the target. So, all that said, 12:30, shuffle around a little bit. My buttons are ahead. I now have a new swing direction to the left. I'm going to make my stock swing, which is a little bit down and forward, and then up and more forward, and see what kind of trajectory I can get. I might be just aimed a little bit too far left there, we'll see. Very good, so you'll see when that ball landed, it still had a ton of stopping power, but it definitely launched higher and softer, stopped very quickly. Let's go one more. 12:30 face, ball middle, buttons ahead, downwards, forwards, forwards and up. Chunk that one a little bit, but still got great softness, great landing control. So as far as the miss went, that was fantastic. To go a little bit higher, we're going to throw in one more thing. We're now going to go same start position, everything normal, middle, buttons, shaft up, square face. We're going to go 12:30, and I'm going to shuffle back 1 to 2 golf balls and lower the shaft down a touch. I'm not going to aim left anymore. I've actually ended up putting more loft, and I've also offset the face tilting to the right, so I can now make a pretty straight stock swing. Down and forwards, forwards and up. Same deal, and that should buy me just a little bit more height. Pushed it a touch, but you can see there's more trajectory. Let's go one more. Check the aim. Guilty of aiming too far over there, probably was. Stock, 12:30, shaft down, buttons forward, down, forward, forward, up. Sound like a broken record. There you go. The small pushes, it falls into my fault, and I'm going to continue the camera running because you might stand there and have a bit of a launch angle or launch direction issue. I do tend to get a little bit underneath, so when I put the shaft lower, I will tend to swing on that lower plane quite quickly and I can start pushing the ball. To offset that, I have to make sure that I do start my downswing with a good amount of turn as I'm shifting, as I'm moving up. If I don't turn fast enough, my club path will stay a bit into out and I'll probably push the golf ball. So we'll leave it in. It's a good demonstration of maybe a pitfall you might find. But that is how to go up. The next step for trajectory now I've gone up is to go down. How do we hit the ball lower? I'm going to give you again, this is a kind of a 1 and a 1.5, it's 3 and 3.5. Regardless, there are 2 choices here and it really depends how you want the ball to react when it hits the ground. I'm going to show you the first one, which is using my 60 to hit the ball fairly low. Hitting the ball low with a 60 will also keep the spin rate really up, so it will take a couple of bounces and the ball will have some braking, some slowing going on. The alternative is to use a different loft and bring the flight down that way with basically your stock motion. No setup changes, nothing. You can get a very low launch the same, but the spin rate will drop significantly and you won't get that braking phase in the ball's journey. It will just roll out, okay, which can be a good thing. Now let's say you're going up a 2-tier green, one flag just on top, one flag at the back. The one that's just on top, you want the ball slowing up the hill best you can. And the one at the back, you want it to have some energy on it still some roll, less grab to feed it all the way to that back pin. So in my mind, changing club is a strategic decision based upon what you want the ball to do spin rate wise. Depending on your level, you might just want to play with the spin off the ball all the time, because there is nothing worse than hitting a low shot intended to roll out and it grabs. Okay, looks great. Your friends love it, but you hate it because you're 20 feet short. Okay, I would suggest you probably take the spin off, but I want to show you both. Now, setup changes. We're going to go ball much further back. We're almost going to go almost out to the right toe. As I move that ball back, I'm going to make sure the butt of the club moves with me. I'm going to make sure the face doesn't twist, open and point to the right. They're key. If you play this shot and find that the ball's projecting to the right, chances are the face is twisting open. Also, that back ball position makes it quite easy to swing inside, so be very careful of that. If anything, get closer so you can make a straighter swing. So looking for ball back, lots of shaft lean, square face, a fairly straight swing, and we should get a low launch with some retention of spin. I'm not sure it really suits this flag. It might have to land, maybe even slightly short, we'll see. So I'm back, shaft is up, my intent is very straight. There might be a bit of a dig into the ground, we'll see. Same pivot, down forwards, forwards up. Okay, that was actually pretty good. Hit the ground, grips a little bit. It's almost the situation I was talking about. So we're going ball way back, shaft up forwards, lots of lean. Same body movement, down forwards, further forwards up. A little bit too hard that one, but actually grip more. So you see that thing start to stand up a little bit on that first bounce because we are going into a slight incline. It will jump up. Let's change to a 50. Now I'm going to go back to stock. So my ball is middle of the feet. Buttons are ahead. Face square. Nothing interesting going on here. We're going to go same pivot. We're going to see some slightly different ball behavior. So don't forget, pivot wise, we're down and forwards slightly. Forwards more. Up on the way through. No wrist action change, no drive, no forcing this low. This is going to go low anyway, it's a 50. That's traveling. Yeah, that's actually a really good demonstration. Not for the reason it finished close to the hole, but because the ball landed in a very similar spot to the other two balls, and it's gone double the distance past the hole. Those first two are 6 feet, that's more like 15. So trajectory-wise, it looked quite similar to me. The landing spot was similar. The outcome, quite different. Let's check that aim. I think I'm all over the place. Ball middle, buttons. Same pivot. It's going to be similar. Yeah, I hit the hole. That was sent again. Same landing spot, same trajectory, a lot more rollout. So, lower trajectory, change your setup, ball back, shaft up, face square, tons of lean, same move, or change club, everything stock, same move, ball releases out, or the ball checks. The choice is really yours.